luxury home would define itself when we're talking about 200 square yards starting in South Delhi. All your washrooms that are being derived have to be in Italian marble up till the ceiling of the height.
I want to break down category A and category B with you.
Yeah.
Let's sort of walk through South Delhi right now. Right?
There is a new sanctioned height by the MCD which is around 17.5 meters.
Which was earlier 15.
Yeah.
Let's walk back 10 years. The kind of property they were building vastly different than the kind of buildings being built now. Correct?
The cost cutting happens in terms of what exactly the builder is doing behind those categories.
She said the energy with which you design or build your home is something very important. And I asked her, what do you mean?
Following little basics here and there of Vastu.
Vastu is a big topic. Don't discuss it. There has always been this connotation with the word builder saying that, okay, this is somebody who will cut corners.
Welcome to The Code. Construction, design and engineering. This is India's #1 construction podcast.
Hi and welcome to India's #1 construction podcast, The Code. Construction, design और engineering अधूरा है बिना real estate के. रियल एस्टेट में होता क्या है? घर, ऑफिसेज, इंस्टीट्यूशंस, लैंड, इसके अलावा भी बहुत कुछ होता है. इट्स अ ह्यूज अंडरटेकिंग एंड टुडे वी आर कवरिंग अ स्मॉल निश ऑफ इट कॉल्ड होम्स. सो वी आर लुकिंग एट साउथ दिल्ली होम्स with Aliieesha Khanna, who runs South Delhi Properties. Hi Aliieesha, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Oh, such a pleasure to have you over.
Thank you so much.
Realty is a very big term, right? There are so many nuances, so many facets within it. Smaller fields, right? बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं उसके अंदर. You run a niche in luxury homes and that too in South Delhi, right?
Absolutely.
Can you define what a luxury home actually means, when you sell it?
So when we are talking about a luxury South Delhi home, what we mean here is that something which has been newly developed or constructed by one of the renowned South Delhi builders.
Okay.
Why is it so? Because if you're talking about a luxury home, the kind of luxury a South Delhi builder can propose to you in today's time, no other person who's not much knowledgeable about it, say there are people who develop a building themselves and then they want to sell few floors out of it thinking that, they can start this trade. But when we are talking about a luxury home, it primarily defines people who are already into this trade from decades and years, who are already doing this as a forte. So number one, where to start with is a luxury home would define itself when we're talking about 200 square yards starting in South Delhi with preliminary fantastic locations. It goes up to a 1200 or a 1500 square yards in size. There are variations of sizes in categories A and category B. So when we are talking about luxury home, you will definitely find it in two categories. That is category A, which includes locations like Vasant Vihar, Anand Niketan, Maharani Bagh, Kalindi Colony, and many more.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about category B, we'll be defining locations like Defense Colony, GK1, GK2, South X, and of course, many more apart from these. Jungpur also is one of the category B. So these are category A and category B, primarily where South Delhi builders define and make constructions and get them into a real estate development, so-called as collaborations or an outright, and then we define it as a luxury home which is out there for sale. It could be floor-wise, it could be a basement, ground, and a still triplex, which is the new, designing, the way it is made. There could be the middle floors, which are called the first and the second floor, and there could be a third with terrace. So a third with terrace primarily being the fourth segment of these floors which are out there for sale. So when we talk about a luxury home, we'll be first defining as to which floor is your preference. Could be anything. If you're a professional and you want your office underneath, right, your residence, you can opt for a basement, ground, and still triplex and make this as your office cum residence sort of a project and get this developed accordingly by the builder. So when we come in terms of professionals, being there are 20 to 25 categories that have been approved by the MCD, in which there are categories like a lawyer, an architect, a town planner, doctors. All these come under professional categories who are legally allowed by the MCD to operate an office with a registration fees.
Lawyers, CAs, dentists,
everyone comes under that category. And they are allowed to operate their business from the basements where they're living in on the ground floor. So this is permissible by the law under the MCD, and they can get a small 200 rupees around registration slip sanctioned by the MCD, and they're ready to be operational from there. Yeah, so this is one of the segment, and then if you're talking about the floors which are above, now we're talking about the technicality of as to what you have to look for. If you're buying a real estate house and you want it to be derived as a luxury home,
Yeah.
primarily, then what all are the things that we need to look into is, firstly, there is a new sanctioned height by the MCD, which is around 17.5 meters.
Which was earlier 15?
Yeah, which was earlier 15.
Yeah.
Of which there has been a great, achievement of the height per floor that now the builders are able to achieve, which is around 12 to 12 and a half feet. Earlier, it was somewhere varying between 8.5 to 9 feet. So there's a grand, size which has come into now, and it
Yeah.
is approximately 3.5 feet difference. Makes like a lot of lavish feel, and especially when you're taking a basement ground in a still triplex, you will see that the grandness of where the basement starts and where it takes you to the ground floor. So they make your entry so grand that it gives you a feel like you're entering into a 5-star hotel, because
Yeah.
it gives you like that triplex feel. Second, what we look into is that what are the internal, equipments that are being used inside the kitchen or the air conditioners or whatever the builder is providing you
Yeah.
inside the property. So we start with the kitchen being, what is the hood and a hob being provided? There are brands catering to various hood and hobs, like there could be CAF, there could be Hafley, there could be many other good brands. So the hood and hob, a microwave, and an OTG is a standard format that you must get specifically in projects which are 300 or more. Second, what I would want to specify in this particular thing is that all your washrooms that are being derived have to be in Italian marble
Okay.
up till the ceiling of the height. So whatever walls, the Italian marble cladding, to be precise, that you're taking in washrooms, what is it?
Yeah.
There could be a combination of builders saving up to some money and giving you a combination of tiles and Italian marble. That's number two. Number three is when you're talking about what fittings and fixtures you're getting in terms of a washroom. What is the level of Italian fittings and fixture? The builders, all of them must be providing you A-grade Italian fittings. But when we're talking about exactly what is it, are we talking about Jaguar? Are we talking about the starting range of a Jaguar? Are we talking about Toto as a brand, or what brands are we talking about? That in realistic grounds will make a lot of difference as to what is going to be the exact, quality of construction that the builder is providing.
Yeah.
Then thereafter, we would come outside in fittings in terms of the Almirah cabinets that the builder is providing in each room, which is of course really important as a part of the house that you're looking up to.
Yeah, and something which you'll use regularly.
Yeah, regularly. So that has to be, please, I would tell all my viewers, and how I'm telling you is that do not go for Almirah cabinets, and especially if you're in terms of a booking or in collaboration with any builder, please do not prefer on-site development of those cabinets, because there is a lot of difference in the kind of fittings, the fixtures, the finishing.
Yeah,
of
something that comes factory fitted or factory
fitted.
modular.
Yes, makes a lot of difference.
Okay.
Fourthly, I would define something called as whatever equipments in terms of electricals that you're getting, the electrical switches or the chandeliers or the fans or whatever electrical fittings are part of the rooms, the drawing room, the dining room, the presentation of those switches in terms of what is the appearance of those switches. There are a lot of brands, much more, that have come into leaving behind the older brands.
Yeah.
Fifth, this is a sub part of the fourth electricals that we're talking about, that what is the air conditioning system that you're talking about? Are you getting an air conditioning which is a VRV? Because a VRV is almost double to someone giving you cassette ACs or someone giving you split ACs in terms of that.
Yeah.
So now we'll get into terms of if you're finalizing a basement ground in a still triplex, or you're taking a basement along with any of your floors, then you can obviously have specification in terms of basement being, you can get it developed like a small gymnasium. You can also get it developed in a way of a small movie hall sort of a feel, that they take it in-house and the builders are providing. There could be swimming pool, there could be a jacuzzi attachment, which adds on to all these builder floor luxurious feelings. All these are specifications that we are talking about. is of a 500 square yards floor and above, that definitely builders are providing in South Delhi.
That's where you can accommodate all these things in any case.
Separate lift altogether.
Yeah.
Which is provision to third floor differently, separate lift for a first and a second floor, and a separate lift altogether for a basement, ground, and a stilt access.
I want to break down category A and category B with you.
Yeah.
Let's sort of walk through South Delhi right now, right? Let's begin from Vasant Vihar, right?
Right.
Category A, correct?
Right.
Anand Niketan, Shanti Niketan.
Absolutely. Category A.
Category A.
Yeah.
Then you move on to Safdarjung Enclave.
Yeah. Category B.
Category B.
Yeah.
Safdarjung Enclave से हम आगे चलेंगे towards horse cars.
Category B again.
Category B.
Yeah.
SDA.
Category B.
Category B. From SDA we move on to Green Park.
B again.
Category B.
Yeah.
Green Park से आते हुए पहुंचेंगे पंचशील.
Right. Panchsheel Park, Category A.
Panchsheel
Enclave, Category B.
Okay. Swaminagar.
Category B.
Category B.
Right.
From Swaminagar, we move cross Chirag Enclave and we move into GK1 and GK2. But GK1 has segmentation. Pamposh Enclave.
Category B.
GK1.
Category B.
GK1 Enclave.
So all those segments in
They're all category
GK1,
B.
Chirag Enclave, Hemkund Colony, GK1 Enclave, and Pamposh Enclave, 4 defined colonies in GK1.
Yeah.
Absolutely approximately 50,000 to 75,000 per square yard expensive than the other GK1, but all fall under Category B.
Category B. Awesome. GK2.
Category B.
Okay. Further on, अब GK2 के बगल में CR Park in Kalkaji.
Category C.
Category C.
Yeah.
Correct. Awesome. This was something I was expecting.
Yeah.
Then we move on from GK1 till now we go to the back of the road, right?
Right.
We are moving towards Nehru Enclave.
That's Category B.
Category B, but like really rich businessmen live there though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's the most least preferred colony.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
In terms of a 200 square yards, the kind of
But the plot sizes are bigger there, no?
No, there's a 200 as well. So
Okay.
if you're talking about a GK1 and a Nehru Enclave, there's quite a bit of a difference in the floor.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we move on to the road which carries us to the other side of the ring road. Now we reach Defense Colony.
Category B.
Category B.
But priced like Category A.
Right?
Yeah.
NFC?
NFC Category A.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought there was like
deteriorated prices like further worse than Category B.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we know the reason behind it, but we're not going to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Friends Colony?
A.
Category A.
Yeah.
Maharani Bagh?
A.
Golf Links?
A.
Lajpat Nagar?
C.
1, 2, 3, 4, all Lajpat Nagars?
No,
Category?
1, 2, 3, 4, all C.
All C?
Yeah.
Okay. South X 1?
B.
South X 2?
B.
Okay. What's left? Sundar Nagar?
So A. Definitely
A plus.
A. A plus, yeah.
Anand Lok?
Anand Lok is A again.
Gulmohar Park?
Gulmohar Park is B. No, sorry. Anand Lok is B.
Anand Lok is B?
Yeah.
Wow. Gulmohar Park?
A. Oh, sorry. B again.
B again?
Yeah.
Jorbagh?
A.
Jorbagh is A?
Yeah.
Of course it's Jorbagh. Pass bhi hai Sundar Nagar in case, right? What about these places which are in a line, right? Mayfair Garden, Gulmohar Park, and there's one more, right, in the line?
It's Anand
Neeti
Lok,
Bagh.
Gulmohar Park, Neeti Bagh, all B.
All be there attached to horse cars right next to it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Are we left with something in South Delhi now?
Green Park Extension.
Similar, right?
Yeah,
so वो तो सब आ गया हमारा.
Yeah.
I think we've covered pretty much entirety of it.
Entire, yeah.
कुछ रह गया हो तो माफ कर देना.
All of them are now remaining C categories or joining areas towards the backside of Lajpat Nagar, backside of Saket being a B category. Then there is Ignu Road and
Malviya Nagar.
Malviya Nagar. Malviya Nagar is C, Shivalik is C.
Yeah.
So all of those areas. Then there are Dakshin Puri and all that small areas. They all come into D and E categories. Gitanjali is B. Yeah.
Gitanjali's got some good houses as well.
Yeah.
This is South Delhi, right? Pretty much broadly defined that we did.
Absolutely.
You've been working in your family business for a long time. It's a pretty old firm.
Yeah.
Let's walk back 10 years, right? When I want to walk back 10 years, 12 years, there's a reason why I want to do that. I know for a fact that the market was at a peak. You know, there were like giants in the market, and some of those giants were like really luxurious, right?
Correct.
And they're known pan-India, some of them who used to build South Delhi floors. Ab shayad itna kaam nahi kar rahe hain.
Right.
But the kind of property they were building was vastly different than the kind of buildings being built now, correct? In
Not-
terms of its designability and its facade.
And yes, absolutely. Lot of difference, lot of improvement, lot of things that have developed now than what it was 10 years back.
There was a lot of woodwork back in like 10 years back.
Yeah.
Lesser woodwork now.
Can say comparatively slightly lesser.
It's not like heavy wood being used. Like it's all modular. It's all majorly modular
Absolutely.
kitchens,
Yeah.
wardrobes,
Earlier
vanities.
builders were more focused like we have to get that teak
Yeah.
available there,
That
sort of-
shisham, that teak, like that luxury
all
wood,
of
right?
Those, all of those, because that time there were only one or two renowned names
Yeah.
that we are aware of used to be making luxury floors.
Yeah.
Now there are probably more than 30 builders in South Delhi market who are doing luxury floors.
I remember this very distinctly, like in 2011-12, when I started UPVC and aluminum door windows. There was always a talk that, this is going to come, this is going to stay, and wood will become a luxury.
Right.
That stage has somehow come, right?
Almost achieving.
Yeah. It's already there, and good quality wood, like not regular boards and everything.
True.
Awesome. There was a lot more talk about elements in the house back then. But now it's also about raising the bar and saying, okay, let's have a swimming pool in the basement.
Yes. True.
Basement doesn't look good, let's have a swimming pool on a terrace. I remember this, 2010 till 14, there was this house at Palam Marg, Vasanthiya, right? I'm not going to say which number and I'm not going to say who it belonged to.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I'm going to tell you the story and I think you will know who it was.
Right.
So the structure was built.
Right.
Now the owner of the house never visited the structure because he's a public figure.
Okay.
When he visited the structure for the first time and his wife was along, he said, "Isme swimming pool kahan hai?" And he said, "Nahi hai. I want a swimming pool."
True.
They redesigned the structure, broke it down, built it again. The second time they visited, and by the way, this is a true story.
Right.
The second time they visited,
Right.
she came around, looked at the swimming pool. She said, "Ye chhat pe kyun hai?"
Exactly.
"I want it in the basement."
Right.
He's like, "But you wanted a swimming pool. You never said where you wanted
Where
it."
you want it, right?
He's like, "Yeah, but you're building once. Build it right." They broke it down again. They redesigned the building because now it was in the basement, right?
Right.
You can't build a swimming pool in the basement without actually changing the structure and the design of it.
Correct.
And it's a huge plot. Huge plot.
Absolutely.
Palam Marg and the main road ones are very big properties, right?
Yeah.
The third time the structure was rebuilt, redesigned, rebuilt, the pool was put in the basement. But this time, the man consulted his wife. And they got the structure done for the third time. The structure of the house took 5 years. The finishing of the house took another 3-4 years. The house got completed 10 years and they shifted to Mumbai after that. So when it comes to luxury,
Yeah.
there is luxury, then there is ultra luxury.
Correct.
Saying, okay, we have the means,
Yeah.
let's spend it all.
Right.
Right? This is a true story of a prominent man in India who built that house 3 times for his wife. Taj Mahal bhi kya banaya hoga Mumtaz ke liye. So I thought I'll tell you this funny anecdote. That was my tryst with that one building because I supplied steel to that building thrice. I'm happy doing it. I hope they rebuild
Absolutely.
it.
You should be.
Yeah, I hope they rebuild it.
Yeah.
Talking about builders, right?
Yeah.
There has always been this connotation with the word builder saying that, okay, this is somebody who will cut corners. This is somebody who will try to save cost. This is somebody who will try to sell you something which is cheaply built but at a higher price. That's not true for South Delhi builders though, is it? They don't have the luxury to do that anymore. At least in category A.
So that's not true at all. I would beg to differ on this one that they don't have a choice or they would not want to. In terms of fittings and furniture, like in terms of cabinets that we're talking about, I've seen builders doing up the cabinets on floor, on ground there,
Yeah.
calling it as machine made, just getting
Machine made and of a certain brand.
of a certain brand, just getting the top of it, like the closet and the door of the closet.
shutter of it, yeah.
The shutter of it. The shutter of it would come factory made, and inside all the boxes are being prepared there on the
The
side.
carcass is being made.
There the cost cutting happens again. That's another one. And then the cost cutting happens in terms of what exactly the builder is doing behind those cabinets. It's really important when we are doing a building and that building, wall is being subdued by another building, and there are two walls adjacent, and there could be some water work in that part of the building.
Yeah.
There could be seepage issues coming to your kitchen or your washroom. So it is very important when the cabinets fixed inside the kitchen, there has to be given a tiling on the back side
Or some sort of a waterproofing before.
waterproofing. Not waterproofing, actually tiling. Why?
Tile work,
Because
yes,
to give
I
that
know.
base
Base tile,
work,
yeah.
to give that base, it could be something as basic as 20 rupees a foot a tile. That has to be done. But in order to cost cut that part, the builders would just definitely, stay up those cabinets right there, get them installed just on the wall. And then in the later terminologies, and once you're using that building 5 years, 7 years down the line, you will see a lot of issues coming.
You see a lot of new age builders these days?
Yes,
Yeah?
I do.
Recently turned builders?
Not recently. There's
You know what
some
I
of
mean?
them are continuing the legacy. Some of them are recently
Yeah,
turned.
legacy is different, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about somebody who thinks that this is a profitable business, so let's quickly jump on the bandwagon.
yes.
And then you've seen
There are
them disappear.
definitely-
And then you've seen them disappear over 3 years, 4 years.
We do. A slight correction in the market
Yeah.
when it is no more about funds getting transferred and that whole chain of funds going on. The
Yeah.
moment there is a slight correction in the pricing, you will see all of these builders getting vanished from
Yeah.
the
It
market.
seems like a joyride,
Yeah,
but when
it is not actually.
when the wave doesn't really support you, you
Yeah.
pretty much sink, right?
Yes.
And it's not maybe even about sinking. It's about realizing that it's not an easy job.
It is not.
People think it's easy, quick buck, right?
Yeah.
It is constructing a house, especially for someone else, is one of the toughest jobs and one of the biggest responsibilities, I feel.
True.
Because you're actually shaping their lives for the foreseeable future till when they will occupy that house, right?
Absolutely.
अगर कोई आपके बनाए हुए घर में रह रहा है और उसने वहाँ 10 साल 15 साल बिताने हैं,
True.
you are shaping the mindset of that person and his family and his kids, and you have to design it and build it like that responsibly.
True.
That is the responsibility that the builder has. It's not just delivering the right product
Correct.
or with the right elements or spending that money.
With
It
the
has to be
right-
done properly.
With the right energy also, I would say.
Sure.
How is that energy inculcated in a property is in terms of following little basics here and there of Vastu. You cannot give water in the zone of fire.
Vastu is a big topic. Don't discuss
Yeah,
it. Don't
no.
go there because people will.
No, we are not going, but the basics,
Not
the
everybody
basics,
believes
if you'll see basic builders, 90% of the builders are following it. But you should definitely pay a little bit of heed to it, whether you're a believer of astrology, numerology,
I'll
Vastu or
quickly
not.
add something to it. Astrology, numerology aside, I do believe they are pseudosciences. That's my opinion. But there was this guest in one of the past podcasts. She said the energy with which you design or build your home is something very important. And I asked her, what do you mean?
Yeah,
She said, यार तू घर बना रहा है
yeah.
और घर बनाते बनाते उस पूरे प्रोसेस में तू रोए जा रहा है. यार पत्थर नहीं लगा, लेबर नहीं आई, घर नहीं हुआ, काम नहीं हुआ, कब होगा, and you're shouting and you're after other people's life and you're making everybody miserable, you and your family miserable. Your house will hold that energy.
Correct.
It'll make you miserable.
Right.
I'm like, you're scaring me now. Isn't work tough? Like, isn't building your home tough? You're bound to get frustrated sometimes. She's like, yes, be frustrated. It's fine. But give your house the right energy. Enjoy the process of building. Make it joyful. You're building a home. You're going to live in it. You want to be happy in it.
Exactly.
So build it in that atmosphere.
I'll
and
add
then
on.
I asked her, what if somebody buys a floor or home from a builder?
Yeah.
You don't know the energy they've put in.
No. There is. I'll add on to an instance here.
Yeah.
There's one of a very renowned South Delhi builder that I know who's building from ages. There's all the time, starting from where the building starts. I don't know whether he looks into Vastu or not. That's separate subject altogether.
Yeah.
Always a Gurdwara, Vaheguru keeps playing from the starting of the building till the building is finished. So there's always an ongoing, whichever god, whosoever you may
it doesn't
worship,
matter.
does
Religion
not
is
matter.
not
It's
important,
all
yeah.
about the intent that the builder is putting inside, carving out each and every
He's
brick.
sending an energy out there.
Yeah, energy out there. And definitely his building speaks of that energy because I'm staying in one of the floors built by him.
Wow.
And the kind of quality is absolutely mind-blowing. We're not talking about quality here, but the kind of energy that house vibrates is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a place of worship. Work is worship. Place of worship.
Worship, again.
Yeah.
Yes,
So they're
yes.
basically creating that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Brilliant insight. Thank you so much. Thank you for defining what a luxury home in South Delhi means.
Pleasure.
We have a lot to cover. There are many small nuances that come out of it.
Right. Right.
So we'll keep bothering you about it, and we'll
Definitely,
probably do this in
anytime.
many segments.
Anytime.
Yeah. So Aliieesha, thank you so much. This was
Most
amazing. This was
welcome.
fun talking to
Most
you.
welcome.
This was fun listening from you as well. So this was Aliieesha Khanna, and we are at The Code, India's #1 construction podcast. You heard her at a segment called Real Estate of India, and she covered South Delhi homes. She defined what a luxury home is for her and what it means for people who are buying it. If you have any questions, write to me at India's #1 construction podcast at gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me there, and you can message me there. I would love to hear from all of you. Have a great day. Thank you.